Hey guys, I'm Paul Holcroft at Holcroft Acres. Did want to just do a little video today. I am out in an old 100-year-old orchard collecting Scion wood from these old trees to propagate. If you are interested in collecting and preserving old apple trees, just look around when you're driving. Here in northern Michigan, where I'm at, you can see old orchards all over the place. I would say reach out to the landowners. I did get in contact with the owners of this property. They gave me permission. Don't just go out and start cutting branches off people's trees. That could be trespassing or vandalism, but I did get permission from the owner of this orchard. Just an incredible old orchard here, and I'm happy to be here today collecting some Scion wood. To give you an idea of what I'm looking for when collecting this Scion wood, you can kind of see these, I don't know what they're called, little knuckles almost in the tree branch. If I can keep this in focus. Every so often on the branch, what we're looking for is last year's new growth, and so that right there you can see from here onto the end is all new growth from the last season, and so that is the best Scion wood that we can collect. I want to get a shot of the orchard itself. There's probably about 40 trees left here in the orchard. Based on what I can tell in the grid pattern that I see, I think that there was probably at one time 100 apple trees or so. The 1862 Homestead Act did require that you would plant 50 apple trees. These owners had a few more than that. Probably about 40 of the trees are still remaining. I have no idea how old these trees are. My guess is about 100 years based on the history of the area and a few other factors, but wanted to show you guys what I'm up to today. Some of these trees still have fruit on them. This you can clearly see is a crab apple of some sort. Variety undetermined. Now the neighbor across the street looks after this property. The owner lives out of state actually, and the neighbor across the street has been in the area for many years. Doesn't know all of the trees, knew what a few of the trees were. You know, a lot of people would consider these crab apples just sort of a junk tree, but they all have a place and a purpose. These are great for pollinators, and crab apple can actually be used in cider making. So we're going to go ahead and take a Scion from this, propagate it, try to identify it at some point down the road, and it'll minimum help pollinate some of our other trees, but there could be purpose for this tree, like I say, in making cider or other things. Maybe hard to see in this video, but this whole tree, that branch, this whole big section of it, the tree is dead. You can see panning over, there's a big section right there. You see the bark is coming off, that is dead. But if you look closely, there are a couple of branches right here that if we follow up, we've got some new growth. This tree is still alive. We can still save it and create another one of these. Some of these old trees are pretty resilient. You can see there where the original trunk was. At some point, maybe in the last 50 years, this tree looks like it split. Part of it tipped over. There's another section that's buried that way. But it rerouted itself right there. It's all part of the same tree. That part fell over, a section of it died out. The part that was still connected to the ground probably got a little bit of nutrients from the part that was connected and eventually rerouted itself. These old trees to me are just amazing. You can see on this tree that it is in desperate need of pruning. I would not be surprised if these trees haven't been touched in 50 years or more. A lot of dead wood there, but there's still a lot of hope for these trees. They're still living tree growing. You do have to be careful when pruning the old trees. There are certain rules. Look up. You don't want to take too much and shock the tree. I may come out here. The owner actually asked me if I would do this, if I was comfortable to prune out right now just some of the dead branches in some of these trees, but these can be revived to start producing again. So we're gonna propagate some new ones from these trees, but there's still hope for this old orchard. This tree has seen better days. I am not sure that there is much left on this tree. Most of this tree is dead. There is a small chance that there's some small parts of this tree that are still alive. I don't see anything that is ideal for grafting, although I might take a cutting and try some. But we're gonna do our best. If there's something here that we can do, we're gonna try it. And here's a tree. We were too late. There is nothing left alive on this guy. Every single branch is dead. Probably like this for years. This tree wants to survive. It's got a lot of dead branches. I'm not finding a lot of good Scionwood out here. But these suckers are shooting up right here. That right there may be the hope for this tree. To give you an idea of how long it has been since this orchard has been tended, I'm standing here next to this apple tree. It's kind of hard to see, kind of hard to judge just from the video, but you can see all of these trees sort of popping up. Tree directly behind me right now is probably 30 to 40 foot tall. I don't know how tall these spruce trees, I think they are, grow, but gives you an idea how long it's been since this orchard has really been tended to.